fans of Box Truck Talk, we've got a dandy today. As always, I'm your co-host, Scootcher Dean, here with my other co-host, D-Money. D-Money, how are we?
What up? What's up? What's up?
Folks, today on the pod, we do have a nice guest with us. A buddy of mine I grew up with, starting infielder for the Emporia State Hornets. Kadyn Williams. Kadyn, welcome in, bro.
What's up, Scooch? Glad to be here, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Folks, we're just going to ask Kadyn some questions today, do a nice little interview for you guys. We are on spring break right now. That's why we're remote. Me and Dallas are in separate cities, but let's go ahead and kick it off. So I'll just ask this with Kadyn. What spring break plans did you have, or were you allowed to go anywhere with your schedule for baseball this year?
We really didn't go anywhere. We had a weekend series that took us into Sunday, and then we had Monday off. So me and some of the boys hit the golf course a little bit. Then we rolled right into practice this week. We got another weekend series coming up this weekend. So we had inside practice today because the weather's not the greatest here. So really just been pretty chill.
No doubt.
For inside practice.
Usually we show up with hit groups. So the infielders will go first before the outfielders, and then we'll get out of there and then let the pitchers get in, and then we'll usually work out as a team after in the indoor. So
you guys have facility. Oh, you guys do have an indoor there at Emporia State?
Yeah, it's we got like 3 different cages, and then we've got like 2 little bullpen areas, and then we got a separate weight room on top of that. So
good stuff, man. So last year started as a true freshman. I mean, that's impressive. Just walk us through what it's like being a freshman playing for high quality ball in the MIAA.
Being an Emporia guy, it was more special than just going somewhere and starting as a true freshman. Coming in, I had guys ahead of me that I obviously had to outcompete in the fall, and just getting the opportunity to go out and play for your hometown team, it was sick, man.
No doubt for sure. What do you think in terms of pitchers you've gone against? What's the fastest you've seen so far being a batter?
That's a good question. We faced Pitt State the other night, and they had a guy who was like 93, 94.
All right.
With a pretty nasty breaker. So the pitching's definitely there, and there's definitely dudes that we face every weekend. Most teams are going to have guys that are in the low to mid 9s. So
for sure. Another question I got for you: if it's a game day, right, like any standard or normal day, what's your daily routine look like when you're starting? So what do you got to do to get your mind right?
Usually, obviously got to go to class, got to keep the grades up to play, and then I'll grab something to eat, and then we'll say it's like a 3:00 game. We got to be there by 1 to stretch, and so I'll usually get there around noon. Hit a little bit, throw a little bit, and then get the mind right for the game when we stretch as a team.
Dallas,
you're Emporia guy. I'm originally from Madison. Know Emporia really well. What's your favorite spot to eat in Emporia?
That's a great question. Actually, I got a couple. Jay's is the best burger place in town, in my opinion.
I feel like every time me and Scootcher in the vehicle together, we talk about Jay's.
Dude, it's the best.
Folks, fans of Box Truck Talk, if you guys are ever strolling through, good night. I mean, get some free complimentary ice cream, and the ice cream is good too. It's not like
so
it's
good.
bad ice cream.
Yeah.
One of the only restaurants that I could think of, that and El Laredo in Emporia, that have Mr. Pibb.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so glad you said that, because it is Mr. Pibb up here, and then it's Dr. Pepper down here, and it's not close. It's not close.
Yeah, every once in a while you run into a vending machine that's got Pibb extra, and you're like, wow.
Oh yeah.
$2.75 to get me a little Pibski real quick, because I need that maybe on tap right now. So
another slept on restaurant, Misha Vlita, used to be Salsa's.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
It's on Commercial, right next to campus.
Right where
oh yeah, just south, just like north of where Orange Leaf is.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
We got a poll on the team, of all the Kansas City guys that we get from out of town. They're always talking about Chipotle, but that place is head over heels from Chipotle.
I've only eaten there once.
It's good. Next time you come through, and me and Dallas always hit up Billy Sims, because I'm a Billy Sims guy.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
That we got to hit that place up. Their portion sizes are a lot better than Chipotle. And I mean, it's great. Like, it's locally owned and locally created. So
we've got a couple Hispanic guys on the team, and they're always talking about how like authentic Hispanic food it is. Like,
yeah,
it's what he would eat like at his house, which is crazy.
So that's a good one. What else you got?
Doobies is always a classic.
Oh,
Bro.
yes.
Yeah, really, really good. A little on the more expensive side. You know, it's
Yeah.
more of a but
No
really
doubt.
good.
I went there yesterday, Grandma Lynn.
Oh, Lynn, what a
They've got
sweetheart.
like this raspberry sriracha sauce for their wings.
Really?
They had buy one get one, so bone in or boneless, and you had so it comes with 6, and so you got 6 for, or you got 12 for the price of, like, I think it was ended up being like 18-20 bucks.
Yeah.
Which is still expensive, but I mean, I went ahead and dabbled in the raspberry sriracha. Wow, let me tell you, folks,
Game changer.
next level. I was like, it's one of those ones. It's kind of like a garlic parmesan where you can only have like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
6 is a good number to have because you're like, you kind of get bland to the same old taste or whatever. You kind of gets a little old. But yeah, it was pretty next level. I would definitely recommend that if you're ever need some wings or whatnot.
Dude, I'll try it for sure.
I didn't realize they had wings.
Yeah.
Before COVID, they used to do Wing Wednesdays where they would be 50-cent wings.
Wow, I have to check that out.
Yeah.
It's good. And kind of an oddball spot, to be honest, though.
Really weird.
Used to be a grill and chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll say this for the people. A lot of people are El Dorado or Emporia people, but this is what's kind of crazy. Emporia is one of the only places that I've known of that has a Dairy Queen, but the Dairy Queen is not a grill and chill.
Yeah. Weird.
The knows the owners. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep, my uncle used to coach him.
The owners.
Dude, we're just like pretty much, I think we own the Dairy Queen is what I'm hearing. So yeah, they had 2 locations and then the grill and chill shut down, and then now we just have the regular one on 6th. So
yeah.
I do think I put the 6th. I know it's probably all the same, but I put the 6th spot Dairy Queen and Emporia's ice cream against any other Dairy Queen in the world.
Oh yeah. There's something about it. They're not focused on food. They're focused on ice cream, man, and it shows.
Yes, ice cream cakes. You're like, I want that one. You're like, you want that
for
one?
sure.
Yeah. All right, let me put a name on it for you.
Put a name on it for you.
What can I get? Dallas. Put Dallas on there. I don't care what name you put on there. Just make sure it's that gel frosting. Good Lord.
Good Lord.
For me, please. You got any more? This is good. I love talking about
new one in town. It's a food truck. We got a couple of food trucks in Emporia that are pretty good. Mizumi. It's like a hibachi place. Unreal, man. Unreal.
Also, funny story about this one. While working at Billy Sims, we called them. They were across the street from us, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm the manager right now on shift over here at Billy Sims. We were seeing you guys were working. We're working. Would you guys want to do a trade for food?" And they're like, "We would love to." I'm like, "Really?" They're like, "Yep, just whatever you give us, just please no pork or whatever you could do." So we just did like chicken loaded fries. I was like, "How many of you guys are working?" They're like 4. Like, all right, gave them 4 loaded fries. They gave us like 3 hibachi plates, 2 fried rice plates, a full order of crab rangoons, a full order of like a sushi roll, like California roll, and like just like a cup of noodles. And I'm like, okay. I was like, we got to up ours. I was like, let's give them some standards or something. I was like, this deal is totally unfair right now. But that was
hilarious.
That's sick.
It's good stuff for sure.
That's hilarious. So enough with the food. Back to baseball. Kadyn, what do you do? What's your summers or your off seasons look like? Do you go play summer ball or what do you do?
So last summer, I got the opportunity to play in the Mink League, which is Missouri, Illinois, or Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas. And there's no teams in Nebraska and Kansas anymore, so it's just Missouri and Iowa. I played in Sedalia for the Sedalia Bombers. I'm going back to the same league this year, but I'm gonna play for the Renegades. It's kind of a doozy of a schedule, man. Like you wake up, you go to the field, you play. Whether you're at home or on the road that night, you get back, you wake up again, you play. I think I had 9 off days the whole summer. And so it's just baseball. Mixing in a lift every once in a while. Whole lot of gas station pizza, Casey's Pizza. Yeah. I hate to say it, but Casey's Pizza kind of got old, which I never thought I'd say in my life. Never thought I'd say, but yeah.
So my question with that, when you're doing on your summer ball clubs or whatnot, is it you find a ride like yourself, like you just drive yourself to the field, kind of like how we would with Legion, or how does that work?
No, so you would drive to the home field, and if you're playing home that day, obviously you just play. But if you're playing on the road that day, we had a charter bus that would take us there, which was pretty nice. So
that's kind of cool.
That's really nice.
Some of the bus rides are doozies, like 6-7 hours, and then you got to come back and play a doubleheader the next day.
What town is the Renegades in?
Jefferson City. Missouri.
Okay.
And then another question piggybacking off of that. So you got to be in Jefferson City, obviously. Did they hook you up with a place to live for the summer?
Yeah. So usually it's like a flat fee, and that gets you like meals, jerseys, and a host family.
Okay.
And so the host families are really cool about it. They try and make you like feel at home. So like if you need like certain groceries for that week, you know, they'll go to Walmart, they'll get it, they'll wash your clothes for you sometimes. So yeah, they're super nice, super handy to have.
That's really awesome. And
Yeah.
how are the fans with these teams? Are there a lot of fans or not really?
So it was kind of cool because like you'd go to different places, and some of them would be like old minor league stadiums. Like we went to Carroll, Iowa, and it was an old Cubs minor league stadium, and it was kind of a big stadium, and the fans filled it out. So it was kind of sick to see. And then you go to St. Joe, and they're super passionate about it. It's another old minor league stadium.
My grandma lives up the third base line in St. Joe. Mustangs, right?
Yeah.
She lives like right across the third base line, and she finds foul balls in her driveway all the time.
Really? It's a crazy place to play. It gets pretty rowdy there.
They got like a porch out in right field, don't they?
Yeah, they got a beer porch.
It's a beer porch. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We were taking BP there last summer, and I hit a dude. He was sitting out there in BP, and I hit him.
That's crazy. Now, do you guys is that wood bat, or you guys use normal?
Yeah, it's wood bat.
Okay.
They have bomb bats, which are like they claim to be indestructible, which you can use in some leagues, and leagues like the Cape Cod, you're not allowed to use them, but we can use them in the mix. So
I got you.
That is sick. What's this is a good question we always ask a lot of our baseball guys we have on here. Clubhouse. What are clubhouse snacks like over there at ESU?
So you remember Lynn Feeler, don't you?
Yeah.
So she hooks us up with this little trolley full of snacks all the time. So you got Cliff Bars, PB&J. She'll bring some fruit in every once in a while, but a whole lot of candy too.
That's good.
She's the plug. She's the plug for sure.
Last time I just remember whenever we had camps over there, I just remember they had the big old jars of peanut butter and jelly. That's the only thing I can remember.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
is your guys' clubhouse out at the stadium, or is it on campus?
No, it's out at the stadium. All our baseball stuff is out at Trustler. So it's only like a mile away, but
yeah. I played low league out there. That's where we had, like when we played Emporia teams, that's where we put our games.
Yeah.
I did see Trustler just got returfed. I'm sure
it did.
Excited about that, huh?
So Trustler before that was literally like playing in the Walmart parking lot. Like it was the fastest turf you'd ever seen. The hops were crazy. It was so worn down that there were seams like in the turf, and the ball hit it, and it would just go anywhere. But we did just we were supposed to get all turf, but I don't really know what happened there. So we just got the infield done. There's no logo right now because we have two different logos, the Swinging Corky and the Power E. And so they're supposed to be putting a logo down this summer, and then hopefully by the next spring we have it all turfed.
So
that'd be sick.
What logo are they going? I think a Swinging Corky would be kind of smooth.
I'm hoping for the Swinging Corky in the outfield, like the big one, and then just have a little Power E behind home plate. Yeah, the Swinging Corky is my favorite logo by far.
That'd be awesome. I'm sure a lot of fans checking in. This would be a good question. What type of different uniforms do you guys rock?
So last year, Scooch, I don't know if you saw them, but you would love them. We got black pinstripes, just like Vandy's. They are nasty. Personally, though, my favorite are the creams. Some of the guys don't like them because it's pretty heavy, but I think they look the best. Then we got a yellow and a black. We're supposed to be getting new creams next year, though, so we'll see.
Yep, I'd seen the creams, and I'd seen a little bit on Instagram with the black pinstripes.
The pennies go crazy.
I love them. How does it? You guys have captains to pick what jerseys you wearing? Is that just up to Wheeler, or what's that like?
Usually that's on the starting pitcher that day. So like all of our jerseys are different materials, and so some guys like to throw in certain materials and other, but usually it's up on them.
I think that's pretty consensus. When I was in Wichita, that's how they did it too.
Was it starting pitcher?
You wouldn't even know what you're wearing that night until the starting pitcher got there.
100%. Pitchers are weirdos, man.
Yeah,
dude, so weird.
They're a different breed, but I mean,
gotta love them though.
Aside from you, real quick, I want to get your take on what's going on in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, I'm a big WBC guy, huge advocate.
Yep.
Obviously, you got to rep the home country. I think USA is going to win, I think our pitchers are going to be where we struggle a little bit, but that lineup is just unreal, man.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Sleeper team though, Venezuela. I think they are legit.
Dallas
not a sleeper team. They've been great from day one, dude.
Yeah, that's true. But nobody talks about it. Everybody talks about the DR. The fact that they got knocked out, didn't even make it out of pool play. Ridiculous.
Yeah, that was mine. That was my guesstimation there.
I did see on Twitter like an hour ago that Edwin Diaz tore his patella tendon in the celebration.
Yeah, he's done for the season.
That's crazy.
That's terrible. No more Timmy Trumpet for that guy.
Yeah. Did you guys see Frank the Tank's reaction? The Barstool guy?
No, what was?
Oh, he's a huge Mets fan, and he's the bigger guy that they always have on there, and he lost his mind. Just talking about how the Mets can never have anything nice as soon as they get, a good squad going, everything just falls apart.
I saw some. It might have been him. It was some Barstool or affiliate of some type of Barstool. So like, F the World Baseball Classic. This is so stupid that this is even a thing. And everybody's
it was
like,
probably him.
Terrible take there, man. That's just a terrible take. He did it celebrating. So
yeah.
Freddie Freeman's done too. No, I don't think.
I saw that. That's crazy.
What'd Freddie do?
Hamstring.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he tore it. I think he just pulled it. But
man,
that's kind of the crazy thing about the WBC is just everybody's sending their guys off to go play, and it's like, yeah, I hope you come back healthy, kind of thing.
That's what I was thinking. Like I was talking with old Brent. I was like, all these other countries are like, here it is. Like if we win this, I get a shot. Like, I'm playing winter ball over here, and this is my chance to make something of myself. And like the American dudes are like, well, I just don't want to get hurt here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I also feel like if the U.S. had all the pitchers that we should have, like DeGrom, Garrett Cole, Scherzer, all those guys, we would just be untouchable.
It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. I do like how it does get exposure to like other guys, like that Nicaraguan guy, the 19-year-old took out Julio, Juan, and Manny Machado, and then got a contract with the Tigers.
That's crazy.
As soon as he left the field is awesome. So
I think Japan might be the team to beat, though. They got Shohei. They got all those dudes from Japan that are just unheard of that throw like 102.
Yeah, they did have a guy throw like 102.9 or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's insane.
Good for them. You know what I mean?
Good. 100%. Good for them. Yeah, good on them.
So caught up on their mechanics, and they just like take like 30 seconds to deliver the ball.
Yeah.
That's what I will say is totally different. Like just watching spring training games, how quickly they go now with the pitch clock.
Yeah.
Kadyn, I don't know if you listen, but we talk a lot about the pitch clock and all that stuff. Just kind of how it's changing. But those WBC games, dude, I flipped on like 2.5 hours into a game the other day, and they were in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So they've tried to implement that in college too. Like we have, it's not like it's actually, we played at Oklahoma Baptist a month ago and they had it posted. It was pretty sweet, but usually it's like the umpires will try and do their best to keep you in the box instead of wandering around. And then, umpires are people too, so they're not going to be like super strict about it. But if you are taking too long, they'll be like, yeah, it's a ball. If it's the pitcher, and it's a strike, if it's a hitter. So.
Have you ever had anything called against you or against?
I have not, but our first game of the year, it was like the bottom of the third, and we were down by 2 with runners on second, third, 2 outs, and it was 2-2, I think. And he took too long to get in the box until they called him out. Wheels kind of flipped his lid, but other than that, that's the only time I've seen it happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
In situations like that,
Yeah, that or like the Braves game, the spring training game against the Red Sox, how that ended.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Just exactly like that. The umpire's like, "Oh, game over right there."
I think it's crazy how it can end a game. Like I don't know that that's right.
I agree.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like that's too much on the line there. Like you got 2 outs, full count, and you're like, "Oh, you didn't step in the box." You stepped in the box with 7.5 seconds, not 8 seconds left. It's like, what the hell?
And I'm sure that's going to happen at least once in the playoffs, and social media is just going to lose their mind about it.
Well, that's what we've kind of talked about too, is like, I think it'll loosen up once the season gets going a little bit. I don't think they'll be as strict about it.
I would hope so, especially like, with the bigger bases and the no shifts, like they're hopefully trying to use spring training as like a awareness tool to where, hey, we're not just going to let everything slide, but here's kind of how it's going to lay out and how it's going to develop in the season kind of.
Speaking of bigger bases and the pitch clock and that kind of stuff, I saw a stat today. 492 stolen bases over the course of 264 spring training games. And so it was the number last year for spring training games was 300 stolen bases, and this year it's up 192 stolen bases, and they've only been picked off 11 more times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
like Trey Turner might have 75 bags this year, which is just
it's going to be insane. And that's what we talked about it too. I think the bigger bases have a little bit more to play than some people might think. I mean, they're noticeably way bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys have that in college?
No, the bases stayed the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys you're allowed to shift too, right?
Yeah, we can still shift. Usually we don't do it a whole lot unless it's like a big pull heavy guy, because it's not like the Joey Gallows where he's only going to hit it to right field. So I did see that in a spring training game, somebody brought their left fielder to play where the second baseman would play in the shift.
Yep.
Hit it right to him, didn't he?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hilarious. It's like baseball, man. You can't make this stuff up. Before we jump back into a couple more baseball questions, I know that I've got March Madness. You keeping up with that? Today's the first day.
Yeah, man. 0-2 already. Not a great start, but there's a whole lot of game left. Really not happy with that Virginia guard. I mean, what is he doing?
Oh man, I follow this guy on Twitter. He's like, dude, take his scholarship right now. Like, what's that
100%.
Hey, the crazy thing about it is they were talking. That kid started on the team that beat Texas Tech in the national title game like 3 years ago.
Really?
I remember him.
So he's been there for forever.
That's crazy.
I understand what he's trying to do. It was just nowhere near how far it needed to be. Not even close. And he's throwing his back foot. And I mean, credit the Furman defense, but because they had the trap on him. But he had a wide open pass to a guy in the paint, and he had that lengthy throw he could have thrown there. I see it, but I don't.
Well, and the other thing is that the announcers were talking about like the time's running down. The only thing you're thinking about is throwing the ball in the air to just let the time run out. But there's like 7 seconds left. You'd have to kick it over Mount Everest to get 7 seconds out. Like, it ain't happening.
If you were going to do that, you would have been better off like throwing it to the corner where nobody else is and having them taking the ball out at the other end of the court underneath their own basket. You know what I'm saying? Wow.
Yeah,
how about the dude that took a shot? How about the dude that took a shot? He was before today, he was 0 for 10 on his last 10 threes. And then today he was like 2 for 8 and he hit that last one. And he was 3 for 9.
Wow. It was splash, dude.
It's all confidence, man.
Yeah.
It's all confidence. Yeah, I had West Virginia too.
Yeah, me too, man. Not a good look for the Big 12 so far at all.
Who you guys got? Ken, who do you got winning it?
I got Houston, man. I got a lot of things going into Houston. I've seen a couple of TikToks about some certain stats, like 100% of the last national championships from like 2004 have been in the top 6 or top 12 in week 6. Houston fit that on, like, if you split the country in half, they've been on the east side since like 2004. Like, there's a lot that went into it, but I think Houston's got the team to do it. You need good guards to win, and they've got them.
Yeah. I think we were talking about this yesterday on Unloading the Box Truck. I think sleeper team's Duke. I think they got, if everything, gets rolling at the same time, they got the dudes to do it. Yeah. Plus that big 7-footer is really coming along.
Yeah, I think Purdue's the early exit for me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
If I had to choose.
All they've got is that big guy for him. And me and Dallas literally watched the whole game earlier on in the season where Michigan State had him on the ropes the whole entire time.
Yeah, for sure. Or like when they lost to Indiana both times. I mean, if you take away Edey, they've got nothing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Couple more questions I've got for you. Playing in my AA, what's your favorite field to play at? Like, what team's favorite field?
Ooh, that is a great question. If we're going turf, I'm probably going to say UCO down in Edmond.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice. They've got some insane facilities. They, like 4 or 5 years ago, they got like a $16 million donation to like redo their locker room, and it looks like a D1 locker room. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But their field's actually really nice. It's all turf. It plays pretty short too. So last time I played there, I had 2 bombs in one game. Sent us to the tournament. It was sick. But natural, we're going Rogers State in Claremore. It is the nicest dirt field I've ever played on.
Really?
It's sick. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is right field goes uphill. So if you're looking at it, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But no, there's some pretty nice fields for sure.
No doubt. Dallas, you got anything?
How are you guys looking this year?
So kind of like last year, we are super young. We've got a pretty good roster. Last year compared to this year, the leadership on this team is insane. Like nobody is afraid to say anything to anybody. Like it's by far the tightest group of guys I've ever been with on a baseball team. And so I think that early we kind of struggled a little bit. We still haven't won 2 games in a row, which is crazy. We kind of struggled a little bit early, but we're starting to put the pieces together. Took a game from UCM, who's one of the best teams in the country. They always are. Had a heartbreaking loss on Tuesday at Pittsburgh State. Lost 8-9. But I think we're turning it around, man. The MIAA is just so tough to string wins together against, because everybody you play is going to be good. Nobody you play is going to be like, yeah, we're just going to go out here and sweep this weekend. Whole lot of trap games. So yeah, I think we'll be all right.
In comparison to last year, like we talked about, you being a freshman, and then this year, sophomore year, what are you looking forward to you stat-wise? What are you looking to make the biggest jump? Whether that's your fielding percentage, your batting average, home runs, what are you looking for to really take your game to the next level?
I would say definitely fielding percentage and average. I hit 7 bombs last year, which is crazy. Like Scootcher, playing out with me, I'd never hit home runs ever. So hitting 7 last year is crazy.
Oh, all right, pause. Ladies and gentlemen at home, this guy's got the smoothest swing on the left side of the box I've ever seen in my life.
Appreciate it, Scooch.
Continue.
Fielding percentage for sure. Going from high school baseball in Kansas, not that it's not competitive at all, but it's nowhere near what the MIAA is, and being thrown in to the fire at a position I've never played before, which was third. I had my fair share of errors for sure. But this year I think I have 1 maybe through however many games we played. So it's definitely made a quick jump, and they've been throwing me in the outfield lately. I've started this year at second, third, and then all 3 outfield positions. So I'm kind of like a hybrid Ben Zobrist kind of guy this year, which is sick.
What's your favorite?
Second base probably, but in the outfield, there's something about it. Like it's so easy, which is so weird to say. Like to me, it frees my mind up. Like, oh, I just got to go catch this ball. I just got to throw the ball in type thing. Instead of second base.
So quick.
Yeah, for sure. In second base, I'm worried about what everybody else on the infield's doing. I'm trying to talk to the pitcher a little bit, like make sure that everybody's on the same page. In the outfield, like you're kind of just forgotten about, and it's like, yeah, go catch the ball.
Yeah.
And then go hit. So
how does that look to be moved to that position out there? Does a coach approach you and say, hey, we want you to try outfield? Do you say you offer it up, or how does that look?
So coming into the fall, Wheeler kind of told me that, obviously I'm going to play a little bit. He said that it's not going to be given to me. Like I got to go take the position. We have 9 infielders, I think, and like 4 outfielders. And so he's like, I want you to play a little bit of outfield just because we got some pretty good infielders that came in this year. But it's like, it's your spot to go take. And so that's kind of what I did. I would jump back and forth, like during BP, just getting live reps in the outfield. And then, he told me the other day that like late game situation, like if I'm playing second and we need to pinch hit a guy or something, that I'm the first guy that he wants to go, throw out in the outfield, just because I've proven that I could do it in the fall and like scrimmages in the spring. So
for sure. No doubt. And that's got to feel good from a coach, saying that he knows that you can do that, and he knows you're going to play, but he'd like to see you get out somewhere else and get some versatility in your game. So that's got to be good to hear.
Yeah, especially out of Wheeler. I love that dude to death. He's an amazing coach, and he's an even better person. Mm-hmm. So kind of last year, like as a freshman, I struggled a little bit early, but one of my favorite things that he did was he just left me out there. Like, obviously, if it was spiraling too bad, he's going to pull me or whatever. But for the most part, he let me kind of figure it out, which was the same way with the other couple of freshmen that we had playing last year, just because we had a really young squad. And you can kind of see him doing that more with some of the newer guys that we have that haven't really played in a whole lot of college baseball. And he's just kind of letting them figure out the ropes. That way we can be a little more successful down the road. So
for sure. Well, all right, brother. We appreciate having you on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Looking forward to keeping up with you this season, and Stingers up, baby.
Yeah, baby. Stingers all the way up.
I didn't say any of that.
Oh, okay.
I graduated from Washburn, so.
Oh God.
He's a pod
squad, man. I liked him. I liked him too, man. That's crazy.
Well, all right, man. You take care, and you have yourself a season, big guy. So
Yeah,
we'll keep up
appreciate
with
it.
you. We might have
Appreciate you
on
being
again.
on, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, guys. It was a good time.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
See you guys.
Later.
See ya.